So these are my summary questions for activity 4, unit FM, friction and slowing. So for question number 1, it was what evidence from this activity suggests that friction is a force that opposes motion. So I put friction is the force that opposes motion between two surfaces that are touching one another. The amount of friction changes depending on which materials come into contact with one another. Such as in that activity, we use like the sandpaper on the tabletop. And then another thing that can affect friction of an object is the object's weight. But then gravity will come into play. Summary question number 3. Why do you think the block slows down more rapidly than the sandpaper than on the bare tabletop? I put, so in this case, it will have to do with the friction. The amount of friction that comes to play with the sandpaper, it creates more of it opposed to the smooth tabletop. And then for summary number 3, it was either you suppose that you could start an object with no forces to act on it, and how would it move from there on? I actually would think it will be in the Newton's law of motion. I will believe that it will go into a state of rest or uniform motion. So when it's trying at a constant altitude, it will thrust and drag will be equal and will hold constant airspeed. And then when it drags, it will again be equal to thrust in the aircraft, but it will no longer accelerate but hold a new higher and constant airspeed. So those are my answers for activity 4, unit FM, friction and slowing.